Chapter 2. Hastily, the Catlady made her way from the room in the east wing, where this latest litter of kittens had been born, to the principal bedroom of Ponsonby Place. It was a spacious chamber, where her parents had slept in their lifetime, their previous lifetime, that is, and which they, in their reborn shapes, still naturally occupied. Once the Colonel had been a fiery old soldier, and his wife a bit of a battle-axe, and now no other cat ever dared cross the threshold. The Catlady found them lying side by side in the middle of the great four-poster bed. Percival had been reincarnated as a white kitten that had grown into a very large and fat cat. His sweeping whiskers aped the military moustache of the human Percival. Florence was a tortoiseshell with just the same small dark eyes that had once glinted behind Lady Ponsonby's pince-nez. "Papa, Mamma!" cried the Catlady excitedly. She could never bring herself to address them by their first names. At the sound of her voice, they yawned and stretched themselves upon the fine silken bedspread, with its pattern of damask roses, which was now much torn by sharp claws and dirtied by muddy feet. "What do you think?" went on the Catlady. "Our dear departed Queen is come to stay. Edward the Seventh may now be King of England, but here at Ponsonby Place Victoria still reigns." "Mew," said Percival in a bored voice, and Florence echoed, "Mew," and they climbed off the four-poster and made their way down the curving staircase towards the dining-room, for it was time for tea. "How I wish Mamma and Papa were still able to speak the Queen's English, the King's English, I should say," mused the Catlady, as, in the huge stone-flagged kitchen, she set about the task of filling a large number of bowls with a mixture of fish heads and boiled rabbit and ox liver. "For that matter, I wish that those others that have been reborn could speak too. How nice it would be to talk over old times with Uncle Walter and Aunt Beatrice, or chat about school days with Ethel or one of the other girls." Her thoughts were interrupted by a loud, impatient meowing from the waiting cats. The Catlady sighed. "Coming, dears," she called. She sat at the head of the table, nibbling a biscuit. Later, when all had been cleared away and washed up, she would make herself a nice cup of tea, but at the moment she realised for the first time that she was not only lonely for human conversation, but that she was tired. "The older I get," she thought, "the more cats, and so the more work I'll have, and it'll be worse soon. Both Cousin Madeline and Edith Wilson are pregnant." By the time she got to bed that night, after making her respects to the infant Queen Victoria, the Catlady had come to a decision. "There's only one thing for it, dears," she said to the patchwork quilt of different coloured cats that covered her. "I shall have to get help." The next day she composed an advertisement to be placed in the local newspaper, the Somerset Chronicle. It was very short. It said, "Home help wanted, suit animal lover, apply Ponsonby Place, Dumpton, Muddycurham." For some days the Catlady waited rather nervously for replies. She had been a recluse for so many years now, and she was not looking forward to the ordeal of interviewing a whole string of strange people. She need not have worried. As soon as the locals of Dumpton Muddycurham read the situations vacant in the Somerset Chronicle, they said to each other, "Look at this then! What's the old Catlady advertising for home help? What a job, eh? Great rambling place, crawling with cats and stinking of them too, no doubt. And as for her, well, if she ain't a witch, she's as mad as a hatter. Anyone who applies for that needs their heads seeing to. And no one did. Muriel Ponsonby did not renew the advertisement. Perhaps it's just as well, she thought. I probably wouldn't have got on with the person. I'll just have to manage somehow. Nonetheless, when shopping in the village, she did ask the shopkeepers if they knew of anyone suitable, but none of them did. "Not at the moment, madam," said the butcher, tipping his straw hat to her, "but I'll be sure to let you know if I hear of anyone." And the others replied in the same vein. They winked at other customers when she had left their shops, and the customers smiled and shook their heads, watching her pedal rather shakily away on her tall black bicycle with the big wicker basket on the handlebars. Poor old dear, they thought. She needs some help, no doubt about that, but she'll be lucky to get anyone. As for the village children, they sniggered behind their hands. "It's that old Catlady," they whispered, and when she had gone by, they curled their fingers like claws and hissed and catcalled, pretending to scratch one another. The weeks went by, and Cousin Madeline and Edith Wilson both gave birth, 1 to 4 and 1 to 6 kittens. These were just ordinary kittens, for no one among the Catlady's family or friends had died. But with a total now of 30 animals in the house, she found herself wishing very much that someone, anyone, had answered the advertisement. By now, the little tubby ginger female that was its owner knew beyond doubt the reincarnation of the late great queen was weaned. The Catlady found that, try as she would to treat all her animals alike, this one had already become special. At last decided what to call her. After the first shock of finding who was within the little furry body, she had very gradually given up treating this kitten with such exaggerated respect. She stopped curtsying to it and backing out of the room. From first addressing it as Your Majesty, she had then progressed to Victoria, and later, so familiar did she now feel with this royal personage, to Vicky. The other cats, incidentally, on learning from the ginger kitten who she had been in her previous incarnation, treated her with much respect, Percival especially so, as in his former shape his bravery in India had earned him the Victoria Cross. One winter's day, when the snow lay deep around Ponsonby Place, there was a knocking on the great front door, and the Catlady went to see who it could be, Vicky perched upon her shoulder. Muriel opened the door, expecting the postman, for no one else usually came all the way up the long drive to the house. But it wasn't the postman. Standing on the steps outside was a young girl, poorly clad and shivering with cold. Though on the whole the Catlady preferred cats to people, she was of a kindly nature, and now she did not hesitate. Come in, she cried. "You'll catch your death, whoever you are. Come, follow me. I have a good fire in the drawing-room." As the girl followed her across the vast echoing hall, a host of cats watched curiously from doorway and stairway. "Here, sit by the fire and warm yourself," said the Catlady, "and I will go and make you a hot drink." When she had done so, and the girl had drunk, and some colour had come back into her pinched face, the Catlady said, Now, tell me what I can do for you." As she said this, it occurred to her that perhaps the girl had come in answer to that old advertisement in the Somerset Chronicle. "I rather hope not," the cat lady said to herself. "This is not the sort of person I had in mind. Not only is she badly dressed, but her clothes are dirty, with bits of straw sticking to them." The cat lady's face must have shown her distaste, for the girl stood up and said, "I won't trouble you any longer, madam. I'll be on my way now, and thank you for your kindness." She spoke with a Somerset accent. A local girl, thought the cat lady. "Wait a moment," she said. "You knocked on my door, so you must tell me what you wanted." "I saw your light," said the girl, "and what with the snow, and I was fair wore out, and I hadn't eaten for quite a while, I just couldn't go any further." "And you're not going any further now," said the cat lady decidedly. "Sit down again. I'll fetch you some food."